Here we are with yet another Math Olympiad problem, and this one is called a number pyramid. So let's get started. All counting numbers are arranged in the triangular pattern as shown by the first few rows. So here are the first few rows. But mind you, it keeps going on forever. What is the first number in the 13th row? Okay, so all counting numbers are arranged in triangular problem pattern as shown by the first few rows. And what is the first number? Being asked, what is the first number in the 13th row? Well, this is first we want to find some patterns because we can't really get any information out of the words here. So now let's just turn to our other source of information, the picture. Let's see. So how should we find the first number in the 13th row? Well, I was just gonna say maybe we could. I'm just gonna go out and try to find some sort of patterns. Well, I see that I see a table that I could make. You know what? I'll just use lines. So I'm going to make a table. And I'm going to, in this table, what it's going to represent is the top will be the row number. So which row is it? And then on the bottom, I'm going to write how much terms, so how much numbers are in one row. For example, in the first row, there's one number. In the second row, there's three numbers. And in the third row, there's five numbers and so on. So I just want to see if there's any possible things we could add there. So in the first row, by the way, this is row, this is terms. By the way, a term is just one of these numbers. This is one term. So row 1 has one term, row 2 has three terms, row 3 has five terms, and row 4 has, what does the fourth one have? 7. So do we see a pattern here? What would have it on the 13th row? How much numbers will it have? So we're starting to pick up a pattern. The pattern, oh, by the way, you need to have lots of, if you want to learn all about this, you should visit our middle school math playlist of Unit 3 we have posted in our YouTube channel. I'll put the link in the description below, and there's a lesson in it. The last lesson talks all about finding patterns, and throughout there's also lots of pattern finding. So if that's something you're struggling with, you could go down, and also you'll be supporting our channel. So yeah, something to look out for. Well, the pattern I see is the terms. So how about this is row and this will represent term. I always find that the term is equal to 2r minus 1. It works for all of these. 2 times 2 is 4, minus 1 is 3, 3 times 2 is 6, 6 minus 1 is 5, 4 times 2 is 8, 8 minus 1 is 7. So, when 13 is r, the term number will be 2 times 13 minus 1. 2 times 13 is 26, 26 minus 1 is 25. There, now we have how much terms are in row 13. Is there another pattern? Yes, I believe so. Yes. I'm going to circle this, and I'll just bring it down. Yeah, I'll bring it down here. And now I see another pattern. If you look at along the last terms of it, you'll see that these are all perfect squares. This is 1 squared, 2 squared, 3 squared, and 4 squared, and so on. So what does this mean? How can something, you're probably starting to think about something now, right? If we know know how much terms are in the 13th row, and if we figure out what is going to be the last term of the 13th row, we could just go back, because we already know how much terms are in that whole row, and find the first number. So, for the 13th row, what do we know? For the 13th row, we know that first there is 25 terms, and also the last term is equal to 13 squared. What is 13 squared? 13 squared is equal to 13 times 13, which is equal to 130 plus 39, which is equal to 169. The last term is 169, so we just have to go back 25 terms. Well, this 169 here itself is a 25th term, so all we have to go back is actually minus 24. 169 minus 24. 169 minus 24 is equal to 145. So guess what? Here's our answer. The answer is equal to 145. The answer is that the first number in the 13th row is 145.